I can remember when I was 8 years old, Dad had just been fishing and I was out the back in the vegetable garden helping him scale and fillet the fish, and he looked at me and he goes, "You know what, Rohan? My goal in life is to live till I'm 70 years old." I said, 70 years old? Why is that? He said, well, in the Bible it says an average man lives 70 years and 10. That's 70 years. And I'm an average man. I thought, geez, 70 years. That's miles away. And that's kind of how it seemed. But time travels pretty quickly, and on the 23rd of February 2008, Dad's 70th birthday. And coming up to that date, I always thought, I want to do something special for my dad. I know Dad saw himself as an average man, but I didn't. I saw him as a great man. He was my dad, and I looked up to him. He was an awesome grandfather, and I really loved him. And I thought, well, I want to do something special to acknowledge his 70 years. And one night I was lying in bed and I had an epiphany. Just kind of came to me, and that was to collect all the stories from Dad's friends about what Dad means to them. So I contacted 50 people, all family and friends, people he'd known over the years that he was close to, and I asked them all to write a story about what Dad means to them, and they all did. So it was a pretty special experience. As all the stories came in, I kind of got to know my dad on a whole new level, all from the perspective of the people that were closest to him. It was amazing. And I decided to put it in a book form, and I promised everyone that wrote a story a copy of the book. I collected all these photos from over the years, and with all the stories, I tried to match as many photos as I could to the stories. And the week before his birthday, I got 100 copies of this book made, and then we all went up to Queensland, Tin Can Bay, where Mum and Dad lived, and took the family up. Tracy, my wife at the time, and 3 kids, and my brother and his wife and my sister, and we all stood in the lounge room, and I gave Dad the book. I never forget it. I wrapped it in yellow tissue paper. And I said, "This is for you, Dad. I hope you like it, mate." And slowly he kind of unwrapped the book and he's looking at it. And the front cover was Dad as a 20-year-old young man standing on the Port Albert boat ramp. And anyone that knew Dad would know that he loved that place. That's where he went fishing all the time. The Port Albert boat ramp was one of his favourite places. He didn't really say much when he looked at the book. Then we all started to read our own personal story to Dad. We went around the room and everyone had a shot at reading their story to Dad, even my kids, and they were quite young at the time. I'm not sure I've ever been in a more emotional room. It was beautiful, really, because Dad got to see how important he was to so many people. I remember Dad took the book off to his room and he read it, and I know it was special to him. And it was special to me to be able to have a part in creating that. Unfortunately, the sad part of the story comes when 19 days later, after Dad's 70th birthday, Dad had a heart attack and died. And no one was really expecting it. But when I look back, I can see the power of words. I can see that, in a way, Dad's goal in life was to live to 70, and he lived to 70 in 19 days. And that's how powerful words are. So we got to be careful what we wish for. And I really miss my dad. But I know that creating that book and having Dad be acknowledged just before he left this earth meant a lot to a lot of people. Meant a lot to all the people who got to write a story to him. And I know it meant a lot to Dad. So yeah, that's the best thing I've ever done.